Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. How is everyone? Happy 8-8. Happy 8-8. Oh, good. My comments are here. Um, if you are seeing me live, well, no one's here yet. So, I'm very excited. I am going to just bring in the singing bowl. This sun is going to be gone in a little bit. And invite you to become present. Hello, everybody. Say hi in the comments underneath. I can see those. I'm so excited. I figured while we give people some time and space to join us, I don't know if you can hear this singing bowl. Got like an eyelash in my eye. But you can imagine. Just begin to connect with your breath. And if you're joining me right now, it looks like there are 18 of you so far. Will you say hi in the comments? I want to make sure I can see the comments. Good morning, good morning. So, I don't see any comments yet. "13 comments. Okay. So I just can't see them. Interesting. Okay. Well, hello everyone. Kim Sales is here, who is a creatively fit coach and sacred soul symbol facilitator and my right-hand goddess, and she is going to get me the comments. Wow, why are they not letting me see the comments? That's pretty annoying. Oh, now I see them. Okay. Hi, everyone. Hi, Jill and Carrie Ann and Dawn and Michelle. Okay, good. This is so much better. Patricia, Talia, Kim, Jill, Robin. Hello, Leslie, Diana, Lena. Okay, beautiful. Victoria. Good morning, Marla, Christina. Not really loud enough. Can you turn up the volume? I'll speak louder and then maybe you could turn up your volume, Karen. I don't know if you can hear the bowl. Hello, hello, everybody. Hello. I will speak up. Yes. Is that better? You can hear me better now? Can you hear me better now? Can you hear me better now? Oops. Hello. Hello from Los Angeles. Good morning. All right. So, 8-8, here we are. Now, I want to create a little bit of context for us. Why 8-8 is significant in this Lion's Gate. So, this is an astrological event. And what that means is the energies, the frequencies that our planet is being bathed with right now are in alignment with the energies of creation, manifestation, new beginnings. All the planets, the stars in our universe, they each radiate different energy particles. So I'm getting a little left brain here. And those particles come through our atmosphere and influence kind of the energetic landscape or the energetic weather of the day. And today has traditionally been in this Lion's Gate, which is a 2-week portal where the sun and the planet and the Sirius star system are lined up. So we're getting bathed in the energy of the Sirius star system, which I read in one place is viewed as the spiritual sun. And many consider this to be like the galactic new year, the astrological new year. It's in the sign of Leo, which is the lion and the lioness, and is all about creativity, personal expression, personal power. So when we create sacred space, and I believe when we gather together, right, to amplify the energy on this day, we are kind of piggybacking, harnessing these potent, creative, um, new, like new beginnings, right? Birthing energy. So it's different. And you can imagine like jumping in a river to flow with the current as opposed to trying to go against the current. So this is a day where all the energies are aligning and flowing in a way that is going to be extremely supportive for you to go within and decide, choose, remember, receive what it is you want to experience more of in the art that is your life. Leading ahead, moving forward in the year, in your life, all the things. So we're going to do that, especially in this first session. I have 3 sessions today. They're each different. And in this first session, we're going to really ground into this energy of today, and then put the first layer on our canvas in a way that becomes a painting meditation, like a painting yoga. If you've been joining me for the monthly studios, you know about painting yoga and Rise Above. So another thing about this number 8. So one, today is 8/8. Of course, it's August 8th for most of us. If you're in Australia, well, if you're in Australia, you're probably asleep. But this happened yesterday in Australia. So we're in the 8th month on the 8th day, and then we've got 2024. Which, if you add up the numbers of 2024, which is numerology, you add 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4, you get 8. So it's a particularly potent 8/8 because we are in an 8 year. And this is significant because everything has energy and vibration and frequency, and numbers do so exponentially, as well as the fact that the number 8 is more or less the same as the infinity symbol. Okay, so we're going to use that symbol to start with to really create this intention to connect to the infinite nature of who we are, the access that we have to the infinite to create more of what we want into the art that is our life. Hello, everyone. We've got Portugal and New Jersey, and I know Karen's in Florida. Thank you for being here. The other thing that I have to mention, because today is also the day that I am revealing the brand new updated Creatively Fit coaching training, which is now the Creative Frequency coaching training. So I love it because we're all going to be certified Creatively Fit or Creative Frequency coaches, CCFC. But what I've done is I received the shift in perspective or emphasis for this training, and ended up creating an entirely new body of work that is the training and the experience. And I have to share how the number 8 has played into this. So this new training is an 8-month training because it follows and is kind of guided by the 8 lessons in the Rise Above, a Transformational Painting Challenge, my most recent online program that launched in January. And there are 8 lessons in Rise Above because each month, among other fun journeys of self-awareness and painting journeys, are the 8 principles of design. And then my sacred symbol, right, the Freya knot, which I'm sure I have here somewhere, is 2 infinity symbols, or 2 8s next to each other. And then when I was talking with Don Sinkula, who supports me in my business, and we're talking about, okay, what is a intentional, beautiful way to release the creative frequency coaching into the world. And I was like, oh, I always do an event on 8/8. So why don't we do it then? Right. And it was like the eights are happening all over the place. Here's the Freya knot, right? It's the two infinity symbols next to each other. It's also two hearts above and below. That is part of the badge of the creative frequency coaching. And what I did for the logo for the creative frequency is you add one more ellipse here. So these are also ellipses. You see how this ellipse and then this ellipse, and you add one more and you get the symbol of the atom, which is energy and frequency and vibration, right? So for me, that feels like 3/8. And then we're in the 8th month and the 8th day and the 8-month training and the 8. So anyway, number 8. So if you're into numerology, this is huge. Hi, Barb. I'm so excited to see you in October. Hi, Janice, Maria, Hannah, Catherine, South Carolina, Chicago, my hometown. So this energy of 8 and the infinite. And some of you are new to this community and to me, and welcome, welcome. And what I get so inspired about, and just about everything that I share and create and love about this painting practice, is that I believe we are absolutely meant to live first as infinite beings who are second having a human experience. And our creative nature, the creative life force that is creativity, right? Like your life force, your chi is creativity. Shakti is the creative energy. It's also a feminine energy. But this energy isn't a closed loop inside of you. Creativity is meant to be a co-creative relationship between you and your infinite self, between your heart, which is the connection to our infinite self, and our mind. It is a co-creative relationship between the unseen and the seen. And from that space, this is where we become unstoppable. So in 30 Days to Unstoppable, it's basically a big, long, guided meditation into how to generate and create the energy and the awareness of you as union of light and matter, of the infinite and the finite, the seen and the unseen. Okay. And when you understand, like Liz Gilbert shares in Big Magic, that these ideas, the visions, the dreams, what you are inspired to create, what lights you up and gets you super excited, has found you because of resonance. Because you are perfectly attuned and have everything you need when you acknowledge and tap into that infinite resource that you have to create that idea or vision into reality. And even our personal journeys are ones that can serve the highest and greatest good of others, right? One of my passions clearly is recreating the story around the starving artist. I had a woman recently message me about it was an event I did. Oh, it was a 24-hour paint jam. And she told me that she's a starving artist, so she couldn't afford whatever it was. And so, not judging it all. And we are here to sweep away that starving artist mentality and notice how powerfully we create our reality. If you tell yourself you're a starving artist, right? If you tell yourself you're an abundant artist, that you are connected to the infinite, that you are here to come into alignment with everything that is and has been and will be, and to be a portal for what's wanting to happen. Because here's the reality. Okay, take a paintbrush, for example. Many of you have heard me use this example. I'm trying to decide which paintbrush matches. This one feels kind of appropriate right now. So it's like this physical body is the paintbrush. Okay, this is the on the ground tool that connects to the surface and creates the image, the painting, right? So imagine that your body, is the paintbrush. And who's holding it? That's your infinite self. That's the creative oneness, the spaciousness that we connect to in Tara, if you've done the Tara course. Um, Everything that exists in this material seen realm existed first in the energetic realm. It was an idea given to someone because they were resonant. And if they chose to allow themselves to be guided by that inspiration and understand their role as the on the ground make it happen, that's when the creativity like becomes a magical mystical experience. Okay, thank you. Sorry, I just saw a comment. Oh no, my video froze. Anybody else? If your video freezes, check your internet. Could be my internet. We should be good to go. We're just going to keep going. Usually, I think the replays capture everything, and I don't want to interrupt the flow. So I apologize for any energetic interruptions, but that is just part of the nature, right? And so we will. Okay, good. So Nancy, thank you. Her video didn't stop. Okay. So the other layer of today that I was inspired to include is the goddess Kali. I recently got to go visit Amma. If you don't know Amma, go to amma.org or just search Amma, AMMA. And thank you, Terry. And Amma is a guru from India. She is a walking master. She is a fully embodied example of the divine. Anyway, she's a magical being. And Kali, or Kali Ma, is a major part of the pantheon of the energies that she embodies and channels. Basically, the great mother, the divine mother. And so I'll bring my big Kali. I gave the little Kali to Amma. So Kali is very much, I love how the sun is like right on her tongue. Kali is the feminine energy that is completely unstoppable. And we're going to do a meditation in a little bit to connect with the goddess Kali and how she wants to meet you. But for all of us recovering good girls, any recovering good girls in the audience, put a heart in the chat if you are a recovering good girl. Thank you. I get excited super easy when we're talking about this stuff. Okay, so put a heart in the chat, in the comments, if you are a recovering good girl. Okay, I know I am, the whole sugar and spice and everything nice and wanting to keep everybody else happy and take, put everybody else first and live up to everybody's expectations and all those things, okay? For all of us recovering good girls, what do they say? Women who follow the rules don't make history, seldom make history, right, ladies? Kali, thank you, Jessica. Kali is this fierce feminine energy who loves you, and she is an aspect of you. So she is the aspect of you that loves yourself unconditionally. There is no shame, there is no guilt, there is no hiding. Anything in your shadow can be brought into the light with this awareness that is Kali, that you have access to. This is not what we were taught, right? We were taught this very sublime, tame, feminine role. We were taught, some of us, that women, Eve, was the cause of the fall of man, right? And Pandora's box opened up all of the chaos into the world. Okay, side note, the original story of Pandora was that her box opened up and all of the blessings came out on earth. They changed the story. Now, I do not believe in victims. Ladies, We are not victims here. We chose as infinite beings to experience this pendulum swing, and we clamored to be here right now at the point when women are taking back more and more of their power and reclaiming this fierce feminine energy, right? This fierce feminine energy doesn't point fingers, doesn't criticize others, doesn't play the victim. This fierce feminine energy moves forward with all her strength and all her conviction and all her compassion from a place of love. We have more accessible to us. We have more available to us. We have more solutions than we have problems. She is the energy that empowers us to speak from a place of love, right? Which I know I have done that, and I get the rolling eyes, right? Oh, you're Pollyanna, you're idealistic. Heck yeah, I'm idealistic. I know we are capable of so much more on this planet. And I believe all of us, hi Tara, all of us are here. And the men too, men have feminine energy. Like your infinite being is not a man or a woman, right? So this is not gender specific. And ladies, if we are not able to embody our fierce feminine, how are the men going to do it, right? So we are the leaders. This is why the Dalai Lama said the Western woman will rule the world. So I'm including all of this in today because this 8-8 energy and creativity and what is calling you, your heart, whether it's a trip to Tahiti or buying a new house or experiencing more inner peace or helping to create more unity on our planet right now, or to save the environment or to save the animals, or to, learn how to make beaded earrings, or whatever it is that's on your heart that has you lit up, is a journey that you're being called to take, a journey of creation that probably has very little to do with the destination or the finished product. It's what you're going to learn along the way. It's what you're going to heal along the way. It's the people you're going to meet along the way. It's the power you're going to take back along the way. Okay? So today, this is what we're calling in. What is our deepest desire? Or what is our heart calling us to? What is our heart calling us more to? Okay, so I'm feeling the go ahead to do the Kali meditation. Hello, everybody. Hi, Frasa Lazaza. Woo! I love that name. Okay, yes, I love all the hearts. Thank you. Recovering good girls. Yes, yes, yes. And Joanna, I'm reading your comment. There needs to be a recognition that sometimes our surrounding circumstances are not completely and entirely of our making. Yes, and I love your both and comment there. Here's the thing. We learn best through contrast. Our bodies, okay, our muscles get stronger from getting broken down first, and they rebuild themselves stronger. Okay, so just like we sign up for a university program, right, to learn whatever we want to learn. Like if you want to get a PhD and become a doctor, a physical body doctor, you're going to go to med school. My daughter just started a PhD program or is about to in marine science. So if you want to develop extreme radical compassion in this lifetime, you would have chosen as an infinite being. And this isn't anything I can prove, right? But this is how everything works. You would choose to come in and be almost like forced to find compassion, which will include the opposite first. It always includes the opposite. The shadow, the darkness, our shadows, our darkness are where we source our greatest strength. And while we absolutely can't control everything around us, we can control how we react. We can control how we speak to a situation, how we think about a situation, how we, the ideas and the frequency and the vibration that we surround that experience or situation or relationship or everything else. Okay. I believe Jesus said, love your enemies. because your enemies were the soulmates that loved you the most and volunteered to come down and play the asshole. It's one way of looking at it. What I know for sure is that love is the most powerful energy in this universe, that when everything else goes away, there's no fear if there's not the physical and the temporary, and love is the only thing that persists, that is eternal. So I do choose to believe that everything is here to love us. And as an example, when we go to the canvas to paint, right? And when we go to the canvas and we experience that, like, oh, this isn't working out, I'm not good at this, da 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 da. We're experiencing that so that we can reconcile that part of us that doesn't believe we're capable and choose something different. And trust me, I spent years and years and years as a wannabe artist making, a half-hearted attempt at painting, and then, chucking it to the side because in the first 5-10 minutes I didn't think it looked like it should, and I clearly didn't have that creative DNA, that old story around art and creativity, that only some people can do it. Only some people are born creative, where in reality, we are creative. It's who we are. Without it, we're just a puddle of whatever, right? So all that being said, so I do believe that we can create our reality in each and every moment, and that the shadowiest, the darkest moments, and the darker you've experienced, the higher you're meant to go. Like, the more power you source, the deeper you go, the more power and strength and personal conviction and wisdom you are able to recover and take back and integrate. So this is a huge theme in the 7 Laws of the Universe, the workshop I shared in the 24-hour paint jam. One of the laws is polarity. And what it says is the negative, the shadow, is what inspires the creative. And the 7th law of the universe is everything is here to create. So your shadow, your most shameful moments, are the ones that are there to help you source your greatest power. This has been a huge theme in our Unstoppable Dream recovery circles, that as women, we've all experienced the darkness and the shadow. We're all in recovery. And when you realize that it's from those shadow underworld experiences that you are sourcing your greatest strength, it switches everything. And Kali is that energy. And so the reason I wanted to bring Kali in today, besides the fact that I just freaking love painting Kali, and the experience I just had with Amma, is because I believe right now to create and experience what is in our hearts, that whatever change. So you can also think of it as, what's a change that I would like to experience in my life? What would I like to do differently or experience differently? Kali energy is the energy that is going to move you through the resistance, is going to move you through the excuses. She has a sword and she's going to cut it away and remind you that you have access to the infinite, that you are so much more than you've experienced up until now. I have so much more to experience of my most authentic, empowered, inspired, infinite nature in this human body self. I know that. And the resistances that keep me in patterns of being can be redefined, recreated, can be cut through, sliced through, depending on the nature of what's standing in my way. And Kali is this energy. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so let's connect to Kali, and then we're going to get out our canvases and begin kind of our painting meditation. So I also want to give a shout out, Patricia Banta, you shared that article on Kali, and I highly recommend reading it. We're going to get into her mantra in a little bit. So take a moment and connect to your breath. So always, always, always 3 deep breaths brings you present. It's like a signal to your infinite self to tune in. Okay. Now this meditation, I'm remembering from listening to it once, maybe twice, about 8-9 years ago. It's a Sally Kempton meditation. Her book, Awakening Shakti, is a book I highly recommend. So thank you to Sally Kempton, who I am sure is with us in some way, shape, or form in spirit today. So connect to your breath. And maybe you allow your eyes to close, or maybe you get out some paints and start painting as you listen. Each is fine. But I want you to allow yourself to feel the darkness, the spaciousness, the boundlessness that's all around you. And whatever you are desiring to experience in your future that is not yet visible, allow that kind of cosmic darkness to come into your awareness. So maybe you allow the physical, the visible, the light to kind of melt away into this warm, embracing, loving spaciousness. This is the void. This is the quantum field. This is the birthplace. This is the womb. So feel that darkness. This is the earth. This is the soil that grows everything we need to keep this body active and well. Seeds go into the darkness first before they can grow into the light. This is the darkness your underworld experiences, the shadow. This is where we source our greatest power so that we can grow our strongest. And we can always look to Mother Earth. So what does she do? How does she grow? She first goes into the dark, into the soil, to source what she needs to grow into the light. The darkness comes first. In science, in space science, in quantum physics, in neuroscience, all of them have found that the dark matter, the parts that they used to just chalk up as nothing, are actually everything. The darkness is the fertile void. When you get the aha, when you get the inspiration, when a new idea lights you up, it's come from that spaciousness, from that darkness, from that fertile soil, and is sprouting into your awareness. So just continue to imagine yourself in this darkness, surrounded by it. It's comfortable. It feels free. There are no boundaries. There are no edges. It is teeming with possibility. Picture yourself standing in the middle of this darkness and the void. You can sprinkle some starlight in there. And then I want you to imagine that before you, there's a path, stepping stones that become illuminated, one at a time, lighting up right in front of you. And then the next, and the next, and the next. And you understand that you're meant to follow this illuminated path right in front of you. And as you step, and the stones, the pathway almost rises up to meet your feet, you look into the distance and you see a huge blazing bonfire. So picture that golden, red, blue light flickering and dancing in this dark spaciousness. And on the other side of that fire is Kali. She is huge. She is voluptuous. She is dripping with blood and has a sword in one hand and a skull in the other. She has a necklace of skulls. She has a skirt of arms. She is fierce and scary, even. Maybe she's beautiful and frightening. Maybe she's an old crone. She may show up differently for you every time you connect with her. But you feel this radiant love, this fierce love for you radiating from her and this fire. And you feel drawn to it. You come closer. And as you come closer, you're aware of a heaviness that you're carrying, like heavy fur cloaks or velvet, rich, heavy velvet. So many are piled on top of you. You can't even count. Maybe there are 8, maybe there are 13, maybe there are 21. But you feel yourself heavy with the weight of these cloaks that almost cover you completely. You understand that this heaviness, these cloaks you wear, are false aspects of you, the parts of you that have intended to live up to the roles, to the expectations. They're shadows, things that you're shameful of or feel guilty about, regret. They are parts of your life that have yet to be reconciled and brought into alignment with the energy of love. Maybe there's unforgiveness or resentment or anger. It's okay. Remember, we source our greatest power from the darkness. And as you step closer, one step at a time, you hear, you feel, you sense Kali saying, "Let go. Let go, dear one. Let go, sister." And you feel yourself finally, like it's almost like this feeling of lifetimes, of eons, this ancient journey, especially of the feminine, the last thousands of years. Now it's time to let go of the wounding, of the playing small, of the suffering, of any way, and I know I have done this, co-created, participated in the damping down, the suppression of the feminine. And just feel yourself taking off those cloaks. Maybe it's memories, maybe it's things you did in your past that you have felt guilt about, like whatever it is, whatever holds you back, beliefs that I'm not good at this isn't available to me. Just feel the cloaks coming off one by one. It's almost like as you walk, they get snagged on something and pulled off your shoulders. And as you get closer and closer to Kali and this fire, the cloaks fall off easier and easier until you stand there in just your pure, authentic form, your essence, your spirit, your heart blazing. I'm seeing that sacred heart. I'm seeing your heart surrounded by flames, refined in the fire. That's what our shadowy underworld experiences are. And you stand in front of Kali, and she bathes you in this fierce love, and she tells you, "Sister, it doesn't matter what you do, how deep you go into the underworld, the mistakes you make, the things that you've said that you wish you could unsay. None of those things matter. All I have is love for you. You could come to me with blood dripping from your tongue and a necklace of skulls and a skirt of arms, wielding your sword, and I would still bathe you in unconditional love. Good or bad, you are love." This is the energy of Kali. So just take a moment and feel into that. This energy may be familiar. Maybe you have been this energy for someone else, where you have picked them up out of their lower vibration of beating themselves up and help them to see what is possible, what is good, what is loving in that situation. Maybe you need this right now more than ever. Maybe you want to be this energy in the world right now, this fierce, unconditional love. And what is the nature of this love? It is not quiet. It is not hidden. It doesn't try to be socially acceptable. It is out loud, fierce, feminine love. That is a love for the whole, and a love for the ego that isn't about the ego existing as separate. It's a love for the you, the individual aspect of the divine that you are. It's like on our palettes, we don't need 8 tubes of blue and 8 blues and all blue to paint. We need all the different colors. So our egos are paint, and it's what makes us each our own unique color. And your journey from the underworld back into the light, your journey from trying to keep everybody happy to honoring yourself, that is the entire purpose of this lifetime. It's a big game of hide and seek. And Kali is here right now, I believe, on this 888, this super potent day, to lend you her sword, to lend you her fierceness, to model for you. It doesn't have to look pretty or nice. It only needs to be fierce love in action. Fierce love in action. What do you desire to experience differently in your life fiercely? What are you so convicted about? So impassioned. This needs to exist in my life, in our life, in the world, in my community, in my inner circle. What are you being called to bring in? So now I want to invite you, whenever you feel ready, if your eyes are closed, open your eyes. And we're going to take this to the canvas to paint this first layer. So I'm going to lower my screen so you can see my canvas. Okay, and you can pick any color paint. And so I have, a little red on here. I had extra paint left over from a painting that I used to start. So I'm going to get out some black, which I didn't realize was not open. Okay. So whatever color paint, or maybe you use a paint pen or a pencil, anything is good. And the invitation is to begin to paint infinity symbols. And as you paint, allow this symbol to speak to you, to activate a new awareness in you. Maybe you are captured by this flow, this current, which for me feels always like the energy of going up into that spaciousness and accessing, kind of scooping up whatever inspiration, insight, wisdom will serve me, and then bringing it back down into this physical experience. So when I did that, I just saw this expanding infinity This can also remind you perhaps of the state of union that's meant to exist between our heart and our mind. Maybe you've felt or heard someone say, like, I'm in my head so much. Okay, that's a very common thing. We want to understand and control. That's the way we've been raised and conditioned, is to expect that we can control things, right? And that's the kind of unhealthy or out of balance ego that's trying to control everything to protect you. But the healthy ego understands that it is just an aspect of the infinite. So allow the infinity symbol. Maybe you find yourself moving your body, or maybe some of you do dance or movement and put on some music. And feel free to change colors. And allow this symbol, okay, I'm going to switch. Allow this symbol to illuminate, like that pathway, to illuminate how this truth of you as an infinite creative being wants to be expressed right now, or understood. You setting intentions on this powerful 8-8 and doing it from a place that is aligned with and reclaiming your intimate relationship and access to the infinite. We have so many figure eights in our bodies. Right? So we're doing a painting meditation right now, allowing the symbol of infinity to align our energies, our thoughts, our state of being with the truth that you are an infinite being first, who's second having a human experience, and who's here to co-create with the infinite. Most of you who have joined this group, almost all of you indicated in the questions, if you saw the questions, we don't know why, sometimes you see them, sometimes you don't, but you indicated that you are interested in merging your painting practice with your spiritual practice. And I'd like to suggest that the entire nature of the spiritual journey, spiritual awakening, is to be able to co-create the art that is your life with your infinite self. That's the entire point. And your spiritual journey is whatever connects you in an intimate, familiar way with your infinite self and the infinite nature of who you are and the infinite nature of this universe. And it comes down back to energy and frequency. And the whole aha I had in Australia that is applicable to all of us right now, and has what has been the inspiration for the new creative frequency coaching, is that what's happening when we go to the canvas with the intention of blending our spirituality and our creativity, when we go to the canvas not to create a product, but to express ourselves, to align with our creative awareness, to open up, to receive what is wanting to come through. When we do that, we're entering into a creative frequency, a creative vibration. And that vibration is resonant with change, is resonant with love, is resonant with infinite possibility, transformation. And anything you want differently in the art that is your life is in alignment with those things. It's either change, it's either transformation, it's either love in some way, shape, or form. It's new beginnings, it's an opening, it's a receptivity, it's an inspired action. All of it is in alignment with the creative frequency. And we do this, we align with different frequencies intentionally all the time. You know, I think we're all familiar with, I want to get into the relaxation frequency, so I'm going to sit on the couch and maybe turn on a show or read a book, because that enters me into a relaxation frequency, right? Likewise, if you want to meditate, you probably don't put on Metallica and go sit in a busy intersection. That's not a resonant frequency. You go into a space that is resonant with your desire to meditate. So if you want any kind of change in your life, it will happen exponentially quicker when you go into it and align with the creative frequency. So now we're going to the canvas and we're painting these infinity symbols. Okay, the sun is going to go away soon. To align with the creative frequency that is infinite possibilities. Like, we could have every single person on the planet on this Facebook Live, which would probably implode everything, right? But we could have everyone on the planet in this live and following my prompts, and they would all look different. And then we could multiply everybody on this planet times 1 billion, and there would still be every different expression of paint infinity symbols on your canvas. We are surrounded by infinite potential. I wouldn't say that's the predominant frequency that we're living in quite yet. And all of us here, in one way, shape, or form, are a part of amplifying that creative frequency. And the creative frequency coaching is for those of you who want to be a part of this creative awakening. Okay. So we're painting infinity symbols. As you can see, not about painting pretty infinity symbols. It's not about them being symmetrical or all in a certain formation. It is simply painting the symbol. And as you paint it, what is coming to mind? So please add into the comments, what are you getting? What aspect of the infinity symbol is speaking to you? Or how are you seeing this this relationship? Like this infinity, cannot look at the screen. This infinity symbol is the symbol of infinity for a reason, right? I mean, it goes and goes. It's like the Mobius strip, right? It goes and goes and goes forever, right? And it's this dual nature. It has this dual nature to it. So duality is this dual nature that is that sees separation and differences and boundaries and edges and kind of us versus them. That's the reality we've all been raised in, unless you were lucky enough to be raised in some sort of higher vibration bubble. So the dual nature of a lot of our stories around how things work and why things happen was birthed from a dual natured perspective where these two spaces are separate, right? The non-dual that sees this infinity symbol is one whole thing. If you didn't have both sides, it wouldn't be the infinity symbol, right? Like it would just be like a teardrop. Non-duality, the non-dual awareness, it's the yin and yang. It sees everything as interconnected, everything as part of the oneness. There is no good or bad, right or wrong, because the wrong illuminates the right. There is a lot of shadow coming into the light right now so that we can see it and choose if we want to keep it as part of our human experience. It's a brilliant arrangement. So you could also say the journey of our lives is to be born into this dual nature reality and reclaim our non-dual nature. I am this, I am that, I am everything, I am nothing. That's all true. There is right or wrong, good and bad, light and dark, summer and winter, hot and cold. All for a reason. It's part of the wholeness. Change and creativity is inspired by contrast. So you're going to experience contrast in your life to motivate change. So what contrast, what gets you fired up? What gets you passionate? What gets you angry? Kali's anger is an anger that is rooted in love, that grabs the child out of the street and shakes them and, you can't run into a street because I love you and I don't want you to get hit. It is the divine feminine energy that I have felt a lot that just says enough. Enough of this anger, of war, of disunity, of battling. Enough. You, me, us as humanity have such higher levels of expression to experience. And we've gotten distracted by this like human drama, by the us versus them, right or wrong, good or bad. This is not a journey for the faint of heart. I would suggest that you are a highly evolved soul. This isn't like kindergarten. This is like PhD in remembering your infinite nature. Thanks, Maisha. Okay, so our first layer, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap up this live here soon, and I'm going to switch to my phone so that I can bring people on camera with me, because you can only do that on your phone app. Just if we want any show and tell, if you want to show me your painting, if you want to speak at all, if you all are going to be shy when I hop on that live, then that's fine. But I encourage you, this is a community and a collective, and we all benefit from each other. And I'm used to doing these on Zoom, so I could just put you on the screen, but I want to create that opportunity. And then between now and the second session, and maybe you already have this first layer done, but the invitation is to sink into what is the change I want to experience starting today. What seed do I want to plant, or seeds, today on 8/8 in this super, super, super fertile ground? What do I want to begin? Maybe it's a beginning to imagine into more of what you want and desire to experience in an arena in your life. But imagine this painting, this infinity symbol, the inspiration, the idea, the vision, the change, the feeling, the way you want to feel differently moving forward is a seed that you're planting today. Because today is a highly potent day to begin new growth, new beginnings. and you're painting the infinity symbol. Maybe you're painting words. And I do want to finish. I'm going to paint, and I'll paint this with you, the mantra for Kali. And if you want her fierce strength, power, I invite you to do it with me. And also these mantras do have tremendous power. So we're going to paint the mantra. And I want to share too what I did with the Amma painting. And those of you who are new to this circle, oh, I'm so excited you're here. All of our paintings start with some aspect of play, of doodling, spraying, finger painting, spilling, stenciling. We call it our first layer. And it's like tilling the ground. It's not about planting the seeds yet so much. It's not about like the finished product. We don't even know sometimes what we're going to paint when we start. Sometimes we do. Like today, I know I'm going to paint a Kali. You don't have to paint a Kali, but this first layer is just play. So I want to share with you some of these other canvases that I have that are great examples of first layers. So when I painted the Kali for Amma, which I've posted in this group, I'll post it again. It was one of these pieces of unstretched canvas. This was probably a big canvas that a group did somewhere, and then I tore it up, and who knows? I've done so many things. But this playfulness is the intention for you to create and have ready to go and dry by the time we meet for the second session. Or if you're watching the replays, you do this first layer, it's just plain. And again, as you're painting, maybe some of you know right now that, ooh, this is what I want to plant. The seed I want to plant today is this. This is going to be the year I write the book. This is going to be the year I sell my house and buy a van and become a nomad. Or this is the year I'm going to sell the van and buy a house and settle down. This is the year I'm going to go to Tahiti. This is the year I'm going to cultivate deep inner peace. This is the year I'm going to honor my body temple and devote time to honoring my physical presence and care for my body on a physical level. Whatever it is you want to experience, the seed, you're planting it as you do this first layer. So we started creating the fertile soil with the infinity symbol. So then it's layering, spilling color. And I'm going to invite you to join me in painting the mantra, which I'm going to put in the comments here. Carol, I'm a little stuck in the darkness. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that so much. And Carol, this is a fabulous example of how you can create your experience as you feel stuck in the darkness. Hi, Suzanne. Oh, I'm so excited you're here. Ooh, Diana, I am richly sourced. Surrendered, it all unfolds. I love it. So anyone else feel stuck in the dark? Put a heart in the chat, in the comments. Okay, so you can feel stuck in the dark, and we've all been stuck in the dark. And what if that's exactly where you're supposed to be? What if the stuckness in the dark is the darkness keeping you there because you have so much newness, so much power, so much wisdom to source from that darkness? And here's the other thing the darkness wants you to know. And imagine Kali. Okay, I'm going to bring Kali back up here. Ugh, you feel that energy? Ugh. So Kali can meet you in the darkness and say, love it. Love the darkness the way I love you and I love your darkness. How can you love the darkness? How can you appreciate the time? Think of the caterpillar that builds this cocoon around them and enters into the darkness. And then what happens? And this is one of the greatest miracles, right? The caterpillar goes into the darkness, and it turns to mush. And then it evolves into a butterfly, and it's in the darkness. Now is a butterfly with these beautiful iridescent wings that we've seen probably flying around this summer. And if you help a butterfly out and cut it out of the cocoon without it having to work and struggle, you want to help a butterfly out, right? And save it all that struggle. You know what happens? That butterfly will emerge from the cocoon thanks to you cutting it away. It will have these big, beautiful, iridescent wings, and it will never be able to fly because it didn't build the strength, busting itself out of its cocoon. Okay, how many times have we tried to bust someone out of their cocoon? Bah. Right? So, Carol, you're in the darkness. Your wings are still being bedazzled. You are being strengthened and nourished in that darkness. You are being loved fiercely in that darkness, even in the discomfort, even in the pain, even in the feelings of being a victim, of being betrayed, of being less than, of being not good enough. That is all building, building, building until the pain it took to stay tight in the bud became greater than the pain it took to bloom. The way out is through. The way out of the darkness is turning it and facing it and loving it. And getting curious, what am I meant to source in this darkness? Okay, wow. I love tapping into this frequency. Okay, so this is a perfect time. Thank you, Carol. So I thought I was signing off, but I'm not. Okay, so I'm going to get out. I keep getting all these new paints. I'm going to take white, and I'm going to paint Kali's mantra. So, Carol, I might suggest, and again, like, this is powerful, and it is effective. So if you're ready to emerge from the darkness, okay, so that's another question. Am I ready to emerge from the darkness? Am I ready to believe in myself? Am I ready to say yes to what has been calling me? Okay, that's a really real thing too. Okay, so the mantra for Kali, sorry, I'm stumbling over my words now. The mantra for Kali is are words and sounds that have been repeated bajillions of times for thousands of years. They are potent. And the repeating of the mantra like calls in, generates. It's like turning a generator every time you say the mantra, and it's building this energy, this frequency of breaking through, of loving the darkness fiercely and emerging with your sword flying, ready to cut through any resistance or inhibitions or limiting beliefs or false selves that have been standing in your way. Okay? They're powerful. They're so magical. And I personally love chanting the Sanskrit mantras because I don't have history with them, right? It doesn't remind me of my childhood. Look at that fun light. Okay. So here is the mantra, and I just put it, I'm just going to put it, Carrie Ann, before you go, clarify, I'm just going to show back up on another live on my phone. And I'll just have show and tell from session 1 is the title, and then I'll be able to invite you on the screen. Okay, so I put the mantra in the chat. I'm going to, I can hold it up. Okay, we're just going to paint it on our canvas. So you could paint it small. You could paint a little Hrim. Oh no, sorry. See, it's okay. Krim is the first one. Krim, K-R-I-M. Krim, Hum, H-U-M, pronounced Hum, and then Hrim. So you could do it small. You could repeat it over and over and over again on your canvas. What I love to do is to paint them nice and big. So Krim. So Krim, and that link, Patricia, if you can put that link again, or I'll post it if I don't see it, but that article was so good. It really goes into this mantra. So if the mantra, if you're like, oh, this is why I'm here, is to get this Kali mantra, I highly recommend reading this article. So cream awakens the energy of the heart. So cream is summoning up courage, which is the ability to follow your heart, the wisdom of your heart, the desires of your heart. The heart is meant to captain your ship, not your mind. Your mind is the lovely assistant, the co-captain. Your heart is the captain. You could say that's another journey of life, is creating that flow, that infinite spaciousness between the heart and the mind, and allowing the heart to inform the head. Okay, so cream awakens the energy of the heart. Then hum, it's pronounced whom. Whom is what expands the current of the heart energy. Okay, so you can imagine if you feel stuck in the darkness, the cream is awakening the energy of the heart. Imagine your heart, I'm seeing it begin to glow, right? Like a little spark, and it grows and grows and grows until your heart light, that energy, illuminates and whom expands that energy and light so that you can find your way out of the dark. Okay? Cream, whom, and then hrim, which stabilizes it as an infinite power and eternal presence. So hrim is saying that this energy that I am now choosing to generate, that is inspired by my heart, expanded by this energy of whom, now becomes my present moment reality. This is now who I am. Hrim. I'm looking at my notes. Hrim. So cream, whom, hrim. This is Kali, who wants you to move forward and take action and express yourself and go into the darkness to source your power fearlessly. How many times have we also stood on the outside of a mucky situation, afraid to go into the muck, like afraid to be the bad girl, right? And then the times we dove in. So this is all going to meet each of you differently. Terry, I'll post the link, okay, when I'm done. Patricia Bonta posted it earlier, like yesterday, and it's in the group. Okay, so cream, whom, hrim. These mantras, you can say them quietly to yourself. You can say them out loud. Sometimes I do it real quietly, just like cream, whom, hrim. If, you know, whatever. But you're generating and aligning that energy of the mantra. If you have a set of mala beads, those are used for repeating mantras. There are 108 beads, and you say the mantra 108 times is lovely to do. Again, 108 is another number that has, you know, people have said mantras for 108 times for thousands of years. If you don't have time to say it 108 times, 21 is another good number, or 13. But pick a number intentionally, okay? Cream, hum, hrim. The mantra that is the energy of Kali, of activating that fierce love, unconditional love, heart energy that we're meant to live guided by, following that illuminated path. Whom, that directs the cream energy, that expands it and sends it in the direction of your dreams, right? And then hrim, which stabilizes it as an infinite presence in your life. Magical. Yes, yes? Okay, so the invitation right now after this session is to be painting your first layer. Maybe you want to paint. You could paint this mantra 108 times just over and over on your canvas, and call in what is the seed you want to plant today. And maybe you could do a post, the seed I'm planting today. This is an amazingly safe, supportive, creative community. And we can witness the seed you're planting. Write it in your journal. You can paint it right onto the canvas. If you have paint pens, you can start writing your words, your intentions right onto the canvas. And then when we get back, we're going to begin to, I'm going to begin to paint Kali onto the canvas, and we will experience more of what this 8/8 Lionsgate wants to offer. Yes, yes? Okay, so this is the end of session 1, and I will reappear very shortly on the same timeline in the group for some show and tell. So if you want to ask any questions, or I would love for you to come on screen and in just a couple minutes, because I have some things also scheduled, share what you have received from this canvas. What have you received so far today from the infinity symbol, from the mantra, from the Kali meditation, from this idea, which this is my conviction and what I believe to be true. You only take what works for you, right? So there's no have-tos here. The question I have, the 2 questions I have for you. 1, what do I want? What do I want? And go deep and keep going. How would it get even better? How would I feel even better? How would this get, like really go into your heart. What do I want? And how can I allow the darkness to nurture and inspire the shadows, the feelings of stuckness, that whatever I felt has been my lack or deficiency? How is that pointing me towards a new level of prosperity, of abundance, of creativity, of possibility? Okay, what do I want? And how can I turn and face the darkness and love it? Because any great realize, any great dream or vision, and great is what I mean where it sizzles every cell in your body when you experience its fruition, or even the journey of claiming it and watching it grow is like, oh my goddess, I am so excited about this. And that excitement and that energy and that belief ripples out and changes the world. Okay, these are the desires of your heart, not the unhealthy ego that wants to keep up with the Joneses or whatever, right? There's nothing wrong there. Again, duality, light and dark. We all know that energy. It's not bad or wrong, but what we're speaking to is this energy of what are you here to experience? And it can be something simple, a slight shift that ripples out and makes all the difference in the world. That's what the teeny tiny animal totems, the dragonflies, the ladybugs, the ants, every little thing matters. Okay, I could go and go. So I will see you at noon Pacific, 1 p.m. Mountain, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern for session 2. I'm going to hop right back on in case any of you want to hop on and show and tell. I'll just have like 10 minutes for that. And again, all of these will be here on this page moving forward. And I'll post that link. Okay, everyone, I'll see you again very soon.